Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. Craig, why don't you have a Discord? Or alternatively, Craig, does your Patreon program have a Discord channel? And the answer is no and no. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. The reason is Discord is prone to having a very low signal to noise ratio, meaning there's a whole lot of talk for a little bit of value. And there are already plenty of MTG finance, TCG investing type discords that you can go find around the internet. My problem is that, like Rich Rebuilds, I have a full time job. I have a second kind of part time thing I do with my professional career that I'm trying to replace my full time job with, not to be too vague. I have Final Trade, which is probably about a half time job on its own, or maybe more actually. I don't know. I don't even try to measure it. I have another YouTube project that probably takes 5 or 6 hours a week. And I have some kids also and a wife. And, I don't have time to monitor Discord. And I certainly don't have time to moderate a Discord channel. And I really don't trust other people to moderate a channel that is associated with Final Trade and me. And so that's why I don't have one. I really just don't think I could provide high quality feedback to the good questions and discussions that came up in there. There would have to be some kind of system where people could just like on their own propose a bunch of questions and vote on which ones I would actually see and spend time on. Even then, I don't know that it would be worthwhile. So, up until a couple of months ago, I was able to consistently always respond to all the comments I got on YouTube. And that's kind of broken down just because the volume of comments has become too much compared to the amount of time that I have. And so, more recently, since I started a Patreon program, I basically just click over to Patreon when I get on my computer and I have some time to spend. And that's what I check first. I check to see if any of the paying patrons have questions or personal messages or responses to the posts that I make on there. And we have a lot of good conversation. Most of it is private conversation, but I always make sure to take care of them first. And from a purely selfish standpoint, the self selecting group of people who are interested enough in what we're doing here to regularly pay to support the program, those are the ones who generally have the best questions. So it's a very fortunate way of self filtering. And so I take care of anything over there where any questions they have, and then I go over to YouTube and, I'll answer what I can and spend the time that I have. And I expect that's going to kind of be the way that it stays for a while from now. And eventually, I know that the regular kind of messages and comments on the Patreon program will probably become too much on their own, and I will have to mostly neglect YouTube comments. So I don't know what happens then. I have a couple ideas. Either I could put a cap on the number of patrons, which I don't really want to do with the current subscriber tier that I have. Or I could add additional subscriber tiers and basically just move the goalposts on everybody and say, okay, now this higher tier is the people who get priority attention, along with probably other perks or something, we just have to see. But basically, that's why I don't have a Discord. It's too much idle conversation, there's too little value, and I'm skeptical that even you guys would get much out of it. When, if you already have an interesting question, I will always at least read the question on YouTube. I'll at least see it. So if it's a good question and it excites me, you'll get an answer. And if you don't get an answer, then I didn't think it was an exciting question. So, or just, ask it again. So at this point, you will always get your question in front of me at least, but I can't guarantee an answer. And if Discord were out there, I still couldn't guarantee an answer. So it really wouldn't accomplish anything. It would just take up more time. And, I'm on the long-term trajectory. I would like this to become my full-time job. I can kind of vaguely squint and pretend that I see a path to that over the course of probably the next 2 years. So we'll see. And if you want to help it get there sooner, consider joining the Patreon. I'd appreciate that. It helps a lot. And like I said, the folks over there ask really great questions because they are the most enthusiastic and the most excited to be here. So I really appreciate all of them who have decided to pay me money regularly to try and help do this and keep it up and turn it into a long-term full-time thing. So thanks everybody. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on Final Trade. Thanks a lot. Join the Patreon.